Hi guys, it's Nancy and I wanted to share some new products from Spellbinders, and I'm a little geeked out and very excited about this one. So this is the DIY color deck from Spellbinders, and I'm a little excited about this one because it brings into your world color theory. So this not only comes into your world for card making, because I think sometimes we get into a rut when it comes into card making, but think about, home decorating and things like that. So you can get this color deck and also this 1-inch punch, but it comes with this little box. And I think I actually put it back in here backwards because I was just playing with it. Yeah, there's actually, I put it in here backwards. There's actually, I'm supposed to put it in this way. Put it in the right way, which is the little pull tab comes out, okay? And then it has these little cards inside. So you store it in there. And these little cards, there's 52 cards in the deck. And one side has these beautiful artwork, okay? So not only are they cool, and this, if this isn't your thing, you can, I was actually personally thinking like, all right, if I don't like them, I can make these in the cards. Like I could cut these off and make these in the cards, which is really cool. But they have cool little sayings on the back sides, like little fun facts, little ideas, things like that. But the other thing is, if we take this little 1-inch punch, little square punch, you'll notice there are these little squares on the side. So the little squares are designed for you to just take ideas, okay? Little ideas, and this unlocks from the bottom, so there's a little unlock there. And you take this little punch and you punch out coordinating colors that maybe you like on here and use them for card ideas. Or for me, I just bought a new house. We're going to be moving, and I'm thinking of room ideas, color coordinating, home decor ideas. So card ideas, home decor ideas, things like that. So, you take some color theory here, and there are really cool sayings on the back. There are card ideas here. There are, hey, here's some fun facts about lighting. This says natural lighting is always going to give you the truest reflection of color. Horizontal line on 1/3 or 2/3 point of your image is going to give you depth and image of eye design of your eye level. Quickly draws the viewer into your project in a natural way. This for me is, okay, I'm going to be moving into a new house. Fun fact, we just sold like 2/3 of our furniture. We're going to be buying new furniture. How should I put the furniture, arrange it in the room? Things like that. But here are a couple of cards that I pulled out. Like, I really like this color theme. I think this would be really fun for one of our bathrooms. I think this would be a really cool neutral color for one of the rooms. Like, I get to design a new studio for my craft room. Like, I get to start over. What kind of colors am I thinking? I love this. So in looking at something like this, here it says cool colors. Here are colors. This is just a really cool box of color theory and fun designs. Hey, here's an idea of how to use markers. What is the difference between alcohol markers and watercolor markers? So this is really cool about different designs. Here are some other fun colors. Maybe you just want something to just visualize and look at. How to blend backgrounds. This tells you about watercolor backgrounds, alcohol ink backgrounds. I mean, this is just really cool. Here, what's the difference between analogous colors, color in history, triadic colors, just really fun things on here of repetition, dimension, and what is paper made of? Focus, things like that. So really cool things on here. And then you pick what are the colors on here that kind of speak to you. Things like that. And maybe you're just having a tough time putting a card together. You don't know what kind of colors work together. I know for me, when I started card making, I always pick like the same colors. Ooh, like, see, I really like this. This like speaks to me. All right. So like maybe I would pick these colors. What kind of colors would go with this? Well, maybe I would do like black and orange and gold and gray or beige. So you would pick a couple colors. And this says symmetry, creating elegance and stable look by mirroring elements on either side of a central axis. Okay. So this is telling you like this looks good because you have symmetry. All right. So then I thought about, okay, what are some other things that I have around that can help me with this? Well, when it comes to what Spellbinders has just released, well, we just got a whole bunch of their color swatches. Well, a lot of you guys, if you signed up for the club kits, I told you you're going to get these color swatch, the little swatches. Well, if you didn't want to do the whole swatching, you can use this punch to punch out the color swatches, right? And you can use that as part of your color deck, right? You can punch out a whole bunch of different colors. So just for example, like these, a lot of cool colors here. I have the color wheel cardstock here in the cool assortment. So a lot of these colors are going to kind of match with what's on here. And I kind of like this theme. I'm thinking this would look really nice in one of like either my studio or, you know, one of the bathrooms. Very cool, very calming, very zen, very just, you know, peaceful, right? So, all right, what kind of colors am I thinking here? So I can look at this and go, all right. And then I can go to the paint store and go, yeah, these are the colors that I like. All right. So I really like this lighter blue. You know, and obviously I can go through here, punch this out. So it's a little darker or a little lighter than Malibu. So more like between a breeze and a Malibu, but something. You know, kind of going between, ooh, this might be, you know, so it's kind of fun to go through these and figure that out with your card making, with decorating, whatever you're doing. It's just fun to do this. Ooh, Cascade is the perfect color. Do I have Cascade in here? Cascade is not in this color scheme, but maybe it's in this one. I think it is in this one. It's not in this one. I'll have to come back and find that one. So I'll have to write down Cascade as one of my colors in here. But let's look at some of the greens. Definitely Fern is in there. Fern, Rainforest, Cascade. So I could definitely make this, you know, an easy color scheme with some of those colors. Fern, Rainforest, and punch those out. Oh, I do have Cascade in here. I do have it in here. So let me show you what I mean. So we have Fern and Rainforest. Okay, which one was Cascade? Cascade. This one. Yes, Cascade. And, you know, you probably want to use scrap paper if you have it. I don't know that I'd recommend using a whole sheet of paper, but look at how nicely this is now coming together. This would make a really pretty card. Now, you may not see, but there is a little tiny piece of pink and a little bit of brown in here. I don't know if I would, or even some cream or some yellow. Figure out what color that brown is. Very light brown. Fawn. Do I have any fawn? I don't know if I have any fawn because I didn't finish buying all my paper packs. But you get the gist of what I would do here is bring some of those in. Even the light orchid would look nice. Yeah, I don't think I have any fawn. But there's a little tiny bit of, you see that little flower right there? Even just that little hint of that. And it looks nice, right? There's just a subtle bit of that. This one. That looks pretty. Yeah, we could do a little piece of that. Lavender. All right, so these colors, and then I would probably put the fawn in there to just do that. So even just adding these, let me find my little Spellbinders adhesive here. There we go. And now I have some color ideas that I think work well. And like I said, I would add that fawn. I think would work really well. To kind of tie all that together. See that? So just a really neat idea, and it's just fun. If you're struggling with some ideas or some color theories, you know, and you could, like I said, just use some scrap paper. This is the DIY color deck from Spellbinders, and I believe it's sold as a bundle with the square punch. And the square punch is it's just a nice little staple to have. So many things we can do with a square punch. This is a perfect little 1-inch square punch. I like that it folds up. You can use this for swatching, just like, you know, just doing a regular swatching, but just a little fun thing. And I like these cards. They're nice and sturdy. The colors are nice and vibrant. I love the little tips that they provide on the back. And you pick whatever colors speak to you. You could pick totally different colors from what I picked on here. You can pick something completely different, but I love this little idea. I thought this was so neat when I saw it. And like I said, as you know, not just in card making, but in everyday things that you're doing. Just go through here. You could pick, you know, you could even make your own swatch cards. Maybe there are cards that you have made. You can fill this box with cards you have made and make your own swatch cards. Like, tape those cards on here. Take pictures of cards you've made and put the ideas on here. Write it on the back of cards that you make. Maybe make your own little, you know, card recipe cards and put on here, hey, this is how I made this card, or take a picture of your card or Instagram post or something you liked, an idea someone else made, and put it in this box. You can do different ideas with this, but I really like the different ideas and colors that they had on here, and so many different ideas, like pink power, so many different ideas that they have on here. White space, about card theory and color theory, and just little fun things, whimsical, to give you ideas. Colors and fashion. Look at it. This is abstract. It doesn't matter how the paint is put on as long as something is said. Jackson Pollock. So just fun things, fun little things to look at, to give you inspiration in your card making, in your scrapbooking, in your art, if you just come against a creative wall. Look at a little Frenchie. So yeah, thought it was neat. Wanted to share it with you. And it's available over at Spellbinders. The link is down below if you are interested. Love the little storage box. Do what you want. And like I said, if you just get stuck in a bind, cut one of those cards out, stick it on a card front, put a sentiment on there, and make it your own. And comes in a nice little storage box. And I love the little punch as well. And this was what I had made out of my swatches, and I thought, hey, that comes in handy. I'm going to be taking this to the paint store as I pick out paint colors of what I want in my new house. So there you go, guys. If you have any questions, post them down below. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in anything, click the links down below. It doesn't cost you anything. Please click yes to cookies. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.